and then we come back at the end and we finish with a little bit of Live and Let Die, Sir Paul McCartney, and finish up with Desert Rose again at the end. So that kind of starts us and finishes us. We've got a U.S. bands competition, Ludwig Musser Classic, and that's a prelims finals event. We're doing the Rocket Review over at Judson, and then we'll have our UIL marching contest, which is at Judson, and hopefully we qualify with the first division to the area marching contest, which is going to be the first Saturday in November. We have an amazing team. There's too many to name everybody, but the directors, and then we have hired staff for color guard and percussion and choreography, and our design team is just amazing this year. And we have some pretty serious support from our booster club, and just helping with props, moving equipment, getting the kids fed, and getting them in uniforms. Just a wonderful group of people to work with, and a lot of fun. And then have to shout out to all of our spouses as well, because they don't see us a whole lot from August through October. So super understanding.
It's time to vote for the Christian Children's $5,000 band grant. To vote for the Clemens High School Marching Band, scan the QR code on your screen or visit cw35.com/station/contest. You must be 18 years old and live in our viewing area.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Valero are shining a light on teams and individuals who model key values through their actions. This week, we salute two schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. Members of the Warren High School football team spent their morning welcoming students back to campus at 3 of their feeder schools, cheering on students, opening doors, and walking them to class. During lunchtime, members of the Steele High School football team visited with students at Sipple Elementary, hanging out and connecting with them while serving as positive role models to future Knights. These athletes demonstrated the beyond the game values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. San Antonio Sports and Valero salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their athletes to serve others. Parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams and individuals that go beyond the game. Visit sanantoniosports.org.
You're watching the Central Med Halftime Report.
Welcome back to Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm. And if you haven't checked it out just yet, check out Sneakers and Cleats, the podcast. Don Harris, Chuck McGintinnick, and myself, we vamp about all things sports. And every Monday, we do our high school hype squad, going over our TNL top 10 and talking about our matchup of the week. So if you're interested in Alamo Heights, if you're interested in Clemens, last week we had Brennan and Sotomayor. We go all around the area talking about the great athletes that we have here in the San Antonio area. It's one of my favorite episodes that we do every week. We do it every Monday. We film it at 1 o'clock, and we put it on YouTube on our News 4 and Fox SA YouTube channels. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out now. Gets a whole lot smarter when it comes to high school football because Don and Chuck, they've been doing this for a long time. That's why Chuck's hair is so white. But let's get back to the action. The Alamo Heights High School Marching Band coming onto the field right now. Earlier this week, we talked to the director of bands. Take a listen.
My name's David Stevenson. I am the director of bands and the fine arts coordinator for Alamo Heights ISD, and I have been in Alamo Heights ISD this is my 12th year. The title is called Behind the Mask. This show is about revealing our true selves, and showing who we really are. The first part of our show is pretty intense and dark and, all the emotions that come from that and kind of fast-paced. And the middle part of it, our ballad, the second slower part, is where everything kind of resolves and we take off our mask. Our color guard has masks on and they'll actually take them off. The rest of the band have on hats. They'll take those off. When we do have our visual props, which we will not have at this game, but when we do have those, they will turn and change colors. It'll be a totally different, brighter visual palette as we paint that, and the music changes too. So at that point, we're able to express ourselves. And then the last part of it, the last movement, is pretty upbeat, from a piece called Apollo Unleashed. And so it's pretty exciting, major keys and things like that, and is just about happiness and knowing who you are and being able to express who you are. The one thing that sticks out to me is this group of kids are just jumping in whatever we're asking them to do. We're doing a lot more choreography, basically dancing and movement, and these kids are going for it and not afraid to fall a little bit or fail a little bit and keep working at it. So they're fantastic. They seem excited about the show. In a lot of ways, it's a much more difficult show physically and musically than we've done in the past, and these guys are just going for it. Our student leaders are fantastic. We rely heavily on them, and they've stepped up. My colleagues, the other directors here, Mr. Moreno and Mr. Chester, as well as our color guard directors, Yamika and Coach Hidalgo, just are fantastic to work with. I absolutely love it, and they're doing such a great job teaching these kids and keeping them excited about it and pushing them forward. And then I also want to thank our parents, our band parents, who support us. They're amazing. We have a wonderful booster club. The band association is just amazing in what they do and keeping these kids going, keeping them fed, keeping us, going the right way. So I, just want to thank them and our whole leadership in our district supporting fine arts. We're really lucky to be here in Alamo Heights, and fine arts in Alamo Heights is a fantastic place to have fine arts.
To vote for the Alamo Heights High School Marching Band, scan the QR code on your screen or visit cw35.com/station/contests. You must be 18 years old and live in our viewing area. Thanks again to Christian Children's for sponsoring this year's $5,000 band grant.
You're watching the Central Med Halftime Report.
Every week on TNL, we showcase incredible student athletes. At the end of the year, our sponsor, Beluga Air, will present a $10,000 scholarship to one of the students that we feature this season on TNL. Our David Chancellor introduces us to this week's scholar athletes from Alamo Heights and Clemens.
Patrick Arriaga is a football player, a track star, and he's captain of both teams at Alamo Heights.
My leadership is like leading by example and doing the things that the captains in past years have been instilled into me. So that it's a really big honor, and in track, it's selected by the coaches. So having the coaches' trust, it just carries on back into football.
He was all district as the Mules starting linebacker last year. He also ran the 200 and both sprint relays, but his talents go beyond sports. 99 GPA, Honor Society, even volunteers for the Boys and Girls Club, but his passion is scouting, and he followed the family footsteps by earning the rank of Eagle Scout.
Both my uncle and my grandfather were Eagle Scouts, and those growing up, those were two of my role models, or two people that I always looked up to.
Their leadership sparked his own.
I wouldn't say I'm more of a verbal leader. I'm not great at going and talking, getting people like amped up, but I think being a leader by example, seeing people just trying to follow someone, like when I was younger, and trying to live up to something that was more my style.
Arriaga has twin brothers who are freshmen at Alamo Heights. He says his legacy lies with them.
I hope that my brothers carry on my name, and then hopefully my cousins come here after my brothers graduate and carry it on too.
Spoken like a true leader. Isabella Andrews has played volleyball for more than a decade, and she's not done. The Clemens senior is already committed to playing for Texas State.
It's definitely a bit of a stress reliever just because I already know what I'm doing, I already know where I'm going, and I don't have to worry about that for my senior year. And you're right, I get to have fun and just kind of focus on being a senior for the last time, being in high school instead of worrying about college.
4 years on varsity, 3 years as team captain, district MVP. She had nearly 600 kills last year. That's top 3 in the city. She's about as good as they come on the volleyball court and about as smart off it. She's got a 106 GPA and is ranked number 7 in her class.
How is a 106 GPA not number 1?
I do not know. It's very competitive.
What are those kids doing?
Exactly. They're so smart. All my classmates and just everyone in general, they're so smart. And it's definitely a lot of competition, but it helps me stay motivated to do better.
She plays club. She volunteers at the animal shelter. She's on both student council and the Honor Society. Obviously, she knows how to manage her time, but she also manages to be happy, and that comes from being involved.
When I joined student council and National Honor Society my sophomore and junior year, it definitely helped me gain more friends and more confidence in myself. That really helped me with my game and just being happier in general, being able to know that I did have a good support system, that I can do this, I can believe in myself.
Welcome back. It's our San Antonio Ready to Work halftime highlights. And we had fireworks from the beginning. DK Garza with 43 yards quickly for Alamo Heights to make it 6-0. And then Clemens answers on a 2-play drive, including that 35-yard touchdown from Mann to Derek Williams to make it 6-6. But the extra point was blocked. And check out the Mules. They will not be denied. 2 laterals. Max Bacon taking it the distance for 2 points the other way for the defensive score. It was 8-6 Alamo Heights. And then, as expected, it was the Michael Terry show. First time, 55-yarder, showing his speed on the edge. And then Chuck, he's also showed he can be a bruiser going up the middle. Well, he wasn't touched on this play. And that made it our halftime score of 21-6. That's where we stay at third quarter action. Straight ahead.